What if the secret to a long, happy life wasn't hidden in medicine, but in the soil beneath your hands? Imagine this, a small wooden farmhouse sitting quietly between green rice fields in rural Japan. The morning air is crisp, the sun just beginning to rise, and there, bent gently over the earth, is a woman who has seen more than a century of life. Her name is Tomiko-San. She's 106 years old. And every single day, without fail, she wakes before the sun, ties a scarf around her head, and walks out to her fields to work. Not because she has to, but because she wants to. At an age when most would be resting, she's still farming, still making her own tofu by hand, still moving with the rhythm of the land she loves. She laughs easily. She eats simply. And somehow, she's never really been sick. You might be wondering, how is that even possible? How can someone live that long, and still have the strength, the joy, and the spirit to keep going each day? In a world that moves faster and louder with every passing year, Tomiko's quiet life feels like a gentle whisper, a reminder of something we may have forgotten. Maybe it's not fancy supplements or complicated diets that keep us alive. Maybe it's staying useful. Staying grateful. Staying connected to the small things that give life meaning. Because when you look at her, that soft smile, those steady hands, that calm presence, you start to feel it deep down. Longevity isn't just about years. It's about peace. It's about waking up every morning with purpose in your heart and kindness in your voice. And today, you're going to see how she does it. In this video, we'll explore the simple habits and gentle routines that have carried Tomiko-San through more than a century of life. How she eats. How she moves. How she thinks. And the beautiful wisdom she carries, wisdom that might just change how you see aging forever. By the end of this story, you might realize that growing older isn't something to fear at all. It's a reward, a gift for living with heart. Before we begin, I want to ask you something simple. If you believe that age is just a number, that life can stay full and beautiful no matter what the calendar says, go ahead and comment the word longevity below. Because this isn't just Tomiko's story, it's yours too. It's for everyone who still believes in waking up with purpose, loving gently, and living fully. Now, let's step into her world. Tomiko-San's day begins long before the village stirs. The world is still dark when she slides open the wooden door of her home. A faint chill meets her face, and the scent of damp earth drifts in. She slips on her straw sandals, wraps a faded scarf around her head, and steps quietly into the morning. There's no rush. No alarm clock. Just the gentle hum of life waiting outside. The cicadas are silent at this hour, and the only sound is her slow, steady footsteps on the path leading to her field. At 106, she still tends to her land like an old friend. The soil knows her hands. The plants seem to rise a little taller when she speaks to them. She bends, she weeds, she waters. Her movements are deliberate, graceful, the rhythm of someone who's done this for a lifetime. If my hands can move, she says softly, why should I stop? It's a simple sentence, but there's power in it. You can feel it. Because for her, work isn't something to escape from, it's something to live for. Her garden gives her purpose. It gives her a reason to greet the dawn, a reason to stay connected to the heartbeat of life itself. Most people, when they grow older, are told to slow down, to rest, to step aside. But Tomiko-San never believed that rest meant doing nothing. For her, rest means peace of mind, and that peace comes after a day of being useful. She finds energy in effort, not exhaustion. You might think that's strange, to find strength through work at that age. But there's a quiet truth here, when you have something that matters to you, something that needs your care, you stop counting the years. Time no longer feels heavy. Every day feels like a small victory. Experts call it purpose, but Tomiko doesn't use that word. For her, it's simply life. Having something to tend to, even if it's a single plant, a morning walk, or a meal to prepare, keeps your mind clear and your heart steady. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be real. Many people imagine that once you reach a certain age, you've earned the right to rest. And while that may be true, Tomiko would tell you something different. When you stop doing the things that give your days meaning, the soul begins to grow quiet long before the body does. So she keeps moving. Keeps planting. Keeps laughing at the small weeds that grow faster than she can pull them. Each morning, she chooses to begin again, not because she has to, but because she wants to stay part of the world, not separate from it. And maybe that's the secret we often overlook. You don't have to be a farmer to live like this. You just need a reason to wake up, something that makes you feel alive. It could be watering your plants, baking bread, calling a friend, or teaching someone younger than you what you've learned along the way. Purpose doesn't disappear with age, it evolves. It becomes quieter, simpler, more personal. And when you nurture it, it nurtures you back, keeping your body active, your mind awake, and your heart at peace. That's why, after more than a century of life, Tomiko-San still wakes before dawn. Because to her, every sunrise is an invitation, another chance to care, to give, and to grow. And while purpose keeps her spirit alive, it's her simple, mindful way of eating that keeps her body strong. When the morning work is done, Tomiko-San returns home, her hands dusted with soil, her back straight despite the years. The air inside her kitchen smells faintly of soybeans and wood. On the counter sits a small wooden bucket filled with beans that have soaked overnight. She touches them lightly, as if greeting old friends. This is her rhythm, quiet, patient, steady. She grinds the softened soybeans by hand, the way she's done since she was a young woman. The stone mill turns slowly, the sound gentle and familiar. Then she cooks the mixture over a low flame, stirring with care, waiting for the perfect moment to separate the curds from the liquid. No measuring cups. No timers. Just instinct, honed by decades of repetition and love. She has been making tofu this way for almost 100 years. No preservatives. No additives. No rush. Only time, water, and attention. When it's ready, she presses it into shape and smiles, the same quiet satisfaction she's felt since her 20s. She eats it fresh, warm, and simple. A bowl of rice. A few vegetables from her garden. A sip of green tea. Nothing fancy, nothing heavy, just food that feels alive. It's easy to think longevity comes from something complex, but for Tomiko, it's found in the humble act of cooking her own meals. She believes that the secret isn't only what you eat, but how you eat. When you cook slowly, you slow your mind. When you eat simply, you listen to your body. Modern studies call it balance, the harmony of fresh, natural food and mindful eating. But she doesn't need research to tell her that. She's lived it every day. In Japan, especially in places known as blue zones, where people often live past 100, diets like hers are common, rich in plants, soy, fish, and tradition. It's food meant to nourish, not impress. Some people spend fortunes chasing miracle diets or supplements. But Tomiko-San has shown that you don't need wealth to be well. You just need patience and a respect for the process. The act of cooking itself, touching the ingredients, feeling their texture, smelling the steam, becomes a quiet meditation. She often says, when you rush your food, your body rushes too. And maybe that's the truth hidden in her kitchen, that slowing down to cook, to taste, to be present, gives your body the space to stay calm and strong. Each meal she makes is an expression of care, for herself, for the people who share her table, for the earth that gives her food. It's not just nourishment. It's gratitude made visible. You don't have to make tofu from scratch to live like her. You just have to reconnect with the idea that food is a relationship, not a routine. Cook at home when you can. Use your hands. Smell the ingredients. Take your time. When you make your meals with love, they give that love back to you. Because real nourishment isn't measured in calories, it's measured in peace. And while Tomiko-San's simple meals feed her body, it's the way she moves through each day that keeps her strength alive. After her simple meal, Tomiko-San rises and steps back into her world, not to exercise, but to live. Her movements are gentle but constant. She bends to pick vegetables, lifts buckets of water for her tofu, sweeps the floor, folds laundry, and tends to small repairs around her home. Each motion is purposeful, integrated seamlessly into her daily life. There are no gym machines, no timers, no routines labeled exercise. Yet every joint, every muscle, remains strong because it is used, not for the sake of fitness, but for the sake of living. Her body is a tool, not a burden. She doesn't think of herself as working out. She thinks of herself as needed, useful, connected to the world around her. And in that usefulness, her body stays alive, flexible, and capable. Researchers studying longevity often note that people who reach extreme ages don't necessarily spend hours in gyms. Instead, they move often, lightly, throughout the day, walking to the fields, tending gardens, cooking, sweeping, caring for others. This continuous, natural movement keeps the joints supple, the muscles active, and the heart steady. It's not the intensity that matters, but the frequency and the purpose behind each motion. Many of us believe we need special equipment or high-intensity routines to stay fit. But Tomiko-San reminds us that life itself can be our exercise. The simple act of moving with intention, even in small ways, is more valuable than anything measured in repetitions or calories burned. Each step she takes, each task she completes, is a conversation with her body, a way of saying, "We are still here. We are still alive." You can take a lesson from her today without leaving your home. Stand a little longer. Stretch gently as you reach for something. Walk to the mailbox, or carry a small load with care. Make your body feel useful, and it will respond in kind. Let it remember that movement is natural, not forced, and strength comes from consistent, mindful action, not from pushing beyond reason. And yet, strength alone isn't the secret to her vitality. There's another rhythm in her day, quieter than lifting, softer than walking, the calm, steady way she carries her mind. Her thoughts, her reflections, her gratitude. They move as gracefully as her body. That calmness, that serenity, is as vital as the muscles that bend and stretch through the day. Her body moves naturally, but her mind moves with purpose. And together, they form a harmony that seems almost timeless. As the sun climbs higher over the rice fields, small footsteps approach Tomiko-San's home. Her neighbors arrive quietly, carrying a thermos of tea or a basket of freshly picked vegetables. They sit together on the wooden porch, their laughter soft but genuine, filling the air with warmth. Conversation flows easily, a comment about the weather, a question about the crops, a shared memory from years ago. Tomiko-San listens, smiles, and joins in. She leans back against the railing, her hands resting lightly on her lap. Loneliness, she says with gentle certainty, makes you sick faster than the cold. It's not just words. It's a truth lived and witnessed in every day of her long life. Connection, she believes, is as essential as water or food. Researchers studying centenarians have noticed the same thing. Those who live past 100 often do so in communities where relationships matter, where daily greetings, shared meals, and small acts of kindness are a regular part of life. Emotional well-being, social bonds, and gratitude aren't luxuries, they are survival tools. They strengthen the heart, calm the mind, and even help the body resist illness. Many people imagine that aging is a slow drift into isolation. They picture quiet rooms, empty chairs, and diminishing contact. But Tomiko-San's days tell a different story. For her, connection is medicine. A smile shared, a story remembered, a hand held, these are the practices that nourish her spirit as much as her tofu nourishes her body. And it's not grand gestures that matter. It's the small ones, a neighbor's visit, a wave to a passerby, a cup of tea poured with care. It's seeing the value in others, and letting others see the value in you. It's the act of being present, genuinely, fully, in every interaction. This is the quiet power behind her longevity, the awareness that life is not lived in isolation, but in the delicate weaving of relationships, gratitude, and attention to the small moments that often go unnoticed. When you practice gratitude, you notice more beauty, more joy, more reason to keep going. When you stay connected, your heart feels light, your mind stays alert, and your days feel full. Tomiko-San's story is not just about living a long time. It's about living well, about moving with purpose, eating with care, exercising without strain, and cultivating warmth and gratitude in every interaction. Every habit, every choice, every connection has shaped a life that is not just measured in years, but in richness, meaning, and gentle joy. And as you reflect on her journey, you begin to see that the secret of longevity isn't hidden in some distant formula. It's quietly present in the choices we make each day. In the ways we care for our bodies, our minds, and our hearts. Tomiko-San's hands have tilled the earth, prepared meals, and held the hands of friends and neighbors for more than a century. Her life reminds us that the simple, steady, and heartfelt practices we embrace now will shape the decades to come. Her story isn't only hers. It's an invitation, an opportunity for you to take these small, intentional steps, to live with purpose, and to nurture the connections that keep your spirit young. And as the day winds down, with laughter still echoing softly from the porch, you realize, longevity isn't just about time. It's about love, care, and the quiet magic of being fully alive in each moment. As the sun begins its slow descent over the fields, you can almost feel the rhythm of Tomiko-San's life settle into a quiet harmony. Living past 100, as she does, isn't simply about surviving each day, it's about choosing to greet every sunrise with curiosity and care. Every dawn is a chance to move, to create, to nurture, to connect. Every day carries meaning, no matter how small the task may seem. Aging, as you watch her, begins to look less like a loss and more like a quiet accumulation of wisdom. Each line on her face, each gentle curve of her hands, tells a story of patience, of purpose, and of peace cultivated over decades. Youth fades, yes, but it is replaced by something deeper, an understanding of what truly matters, and a clarity that comes from living deliberately. And in that clarity, there is action. Longevity, Tomiko-San seems to whisper, isn't hidden in medicine bottles or rare supplements. It is found in the choices you make each day, how you move, what you eat, the care you give to others, and the kindness you show yourself. Treat your body gently, nourish it with simple, real food, and let your heart remain open. These are the tools of a long, rich life. She says it simply, almost as if it's obvious, if you live kindly, your body remembers. And when you look at her, you realize she's right. The decades of gentle care, thoughtful movement, and deep connection have left a legacy not just in years, but in vitality, grace, and a calm joy that radiates from her very being. So, what have we learned today? Purpose, simplicity, movement, and gratitude, timeless habits shared by those who age with dignity and strength. Each one builds upon the other, creating a life that is full, balanced, and rich in meaning. Yet, as you reflect, a quiet question lingers. Could there be one more secret Tomiko-San hasn't shared? Something beyond what science can measure, something that lives in the heart rather than the body. Is true longevity more about the spirit than the physical? Take a moment, and think about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share what you believe keeps a life not just long, but deeply alive. If this story inspired you, if it touched something gentle within your heart, then subscribe to Senior Health Wisdom. Here, we celebrate the beauty of aging, the lessons of those who have lived long and well, and the quiet secrets that can guide us all toward more meaningful days. Thank you for joining me today. Carry a little of Tomiko-San's wisdom with you. Move with purpose, eat with care, stay connected, and be grateful. And as you go about your life, may your days be long, your spirit steady, and your heart always full of meaning.